Hey there, this is Greg from LOVESEATMARRIAGE.COM. You're listening to Star HUBBY. Today I want to share some of my thoughts concerning legacy. Yesterday, Lisa and I had an interesting mishap with the hair trimmers that led her to kindly ask me if I'd wear a hat until I got some hair back. So, I found a baseball hat that has a logo from one of my old bands, Kickstart Chubby. And the memories concerning Grandpa Bill came flooding in. Grandpa Bill was always eager to lower his voice and get you alone and give you incredible words of wisdom. As a kid, these words didn't mean squat. There are 3 things that Grandpa Bill left behind that affect me daily in ways that I wish I could bear hug him to tell him how incredibly significant he was in my life. These items were a Bible, a wedding ring, and his humorous defacing of the name of my band. My Grandpa Bill was the greatest steward I've ever known. In his early 80s, he would be out in one of any family member's yard when the temperature matched his age, wearing mechanic's overalls and trimming trees and tidying things up. I'd bring him stuff if he was at my house, like water or iced tea, and I'd ask him, "Hey Grandpa, it's pretty hot out. Are you okay in those snowmobiling clothes?" He would respond, "Do like the Arabs do. What keeps heat in, keeps heat out." I would usually respond with a sarcastic, "Okay." He'd continue to tie branches in bundles, throw weeds in the trash, and just mend and fix things all day, happy as a clam. Tidy, tidy, tidy. My last big day with Grandpa doing what he always did best was in October of 2006, when he helped load a U-Haul for me to move from Belgrade to Helena. My grandfather, William T. Campbell, died on July 5th of 2008. On his deathbed, his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren assembled in his bedroom to celebrate his and my Grandma Olga's 62nd wedding anniversary. At one point, as the entire room of people were overwhelmed with emotion, I whispered to my now ex-wife, "I want that." She said, "What? What is it you want?" I responded, 62. On a side note, I later realized one of the significances to me about the number 62 was that in high school I would buy jerseys and collect coins with number 62 on them because I played a Fender 62 reissue precision bass. That may seem unrelated, but to me as I tell this story, several of these things connect, and it's just seemed pertinent to me to tell you that. Anyway, at that moment, marriage took on a new significance for me. I hardly knew what or how, I just knew. About a month after Grandpa Bill's death, my now ex-wife announced that she wanted a divorce. As my life seemed to be crumbling, God began to build something newer, bigger, and better out of the loss I was experiencing. Shortly after she announced her intentions, my 3 kids and I began to learn to pray together, and feverishly. At one point, I found a Bible that Bill and Olga had given me as a birthday gift in 1989. For my 15th birthday, I'm certain that in 1989 I was quite disappointed about that gift at that age. But in late 2008, reading it with my children and seeing what Bill and Olga had highlighted back in 1989 really kicked my butt. They had highlighted many verses about being a good son, but they also had highlighted verses about being a good spouse. In 1989, they had highlighted Bible verses about marriage. In the late 90s, early 2000s, I had started a band to showcase my bass guitar style, playing instrumental music reminiscent of the band Primus. I got stickers to give out at shows made at our local Signs Now in Bozeman. I put one on every relative's vehicle at every family gathering. The band was called Kickstart Chubby. The band never officially ended, but it did dissipate as we all moved on in life. While meandering and seeking things to tidy, after the band had lost its steam and moved out of its prime, Grandpa Bill began removing select letters with a razor on everybody's vehicle, leaving the letters to say, Star HUBBY. Today, with my new wife, Lisa, I wear Grandpa Bill's wedding ring. Grandma Olga had given it to me to use when Lisa and I got married. I am so proud to wear this ring, to honor my wife, as well as to promote stewardship over a spouse. Grandpa Bill was a good husband, and he wore this ring for 62 years. Today in our garage, I took the aforementioned baseball hat and colored letters black to match the hat, leaving it to only read Star HUBBY. And I thought about how my grandparents and their marriage have affected my life and who I am today as a result of all Grandpa Bill's nagging little whispered life instructions. So Grandpa Bill, thank you. Sorry for the disrespect concerning your life advice. I now know you were always right. I really wish I had listened intently while you were here. to have shown you the respect you deserved. But you must know that it still impacted me, and you made a big difference. I do listen now each time my mind recalls any moment with you giving that advice. To Grandma Olga, before you go, I love you. Thank you. You are amazing, and God is pleased with you. To my wife Lisa, I promise to revere our marriage in a way that leaves an appealing legacy to cause our children to fight for their marriages. I love you. To the rest of you, could your current attitude towards your spouse or your feelings about your marriage affect your grandchildren in a way that makes them regard marriage in the way that God views it? If not, you may not be leaving the legacy you should. What can you do about it? Star Hubby. Let Lisa and I know what you think by commenting at LOVESEATMARRIAGE.com. Follow us on Twitter to be kept up to date on new blog posts and fresh audio blogs as soon as we upload them by engaging us at twitter.com/LVSTMRRG. Like us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/LoveSeatMarriage.